Hey folks, Corey Kupfer here with video number 10, the final tip in my 10-tip series for RIA firms looking to grow through merger, acquisition, tuck-in, and onboarding deals. So what is the final tip? The final tip is on integration, which is something that is so overlooked and such an important thing for firms to do. Now, I alluded to this a little bit when I did my video on due diligence, because some of the integration things you want to try to anticipate due diligence and figure out. But I really want to drill into it a little more. So many firms, they do a good job on all the other things that I'm talking about, or at least they figure them out, right? They figured out their why. They targeted the right people. They came up with the right value proposition. They put the right team in place. They created their model and their deal structure. They did great due diligence. They figured out how to message it out, all of that kind of stuff, okay? But now they actually have closed the deal and they're looking to integrate the deal, and that's where things start to go bad, right? Things go bad because they didn't anticipate the technology integration well. Things go bad because there are unanticipated cultural issues that come up, amongst the two firms. Things go bad because they don't integrate the project plans and the ways of doing business, and they haven't even thought about, okay, which system are we going to use for this, or we always do it that way, we do it this way, right? They leave that for after the deal is closed, and sometimes they do it because they don't want to queue in a lot of their employees too early. Sometimes they do it because they're so focused on other stuff, and frankly, a lot of times they do it because they underestimate what it takes to integrate. And sometimes people think, they just assume the integration is going to be horrible and they'll just figure it out and deal with it. But there are ways, if you anticipate in advance, to integrate deals on a much better basis. You need to look at everything you do and how that's going to be impacted by the people who are coming in, whether you're onboarding a team or acquiring a firm, et cetera, and what their expectations are, right? If they use a different performance reporting system than you do, you have to talk in advance on whether you're going to use both systems or integrate into one, and what that integration is going to take practically, psychologically, culturally, and technology-wise. Excuse me. If you've identified in your due diligence process that there's some cultural differences in the firm, right? Maybe there's a situation where one firm has a much more sort of free, open door policy and the other firm does a little different. Well, first of all, that's a little bit of a flag in due diligence that makes you say, hey, is this going to work? But if you decided you can work through that, don't just figure it's going to figure itself out. Have a plan on how you're going to do that. What is the combined culture going to be? And then obviously, as I said in the last video, how you're going to communicate that out to the other people in the firm. I can't stress enough that this is where deals go bad. And listen, when you have integration issues, it's not just internal, right? And that's a big issue. You can have dissatisfied employees. You can not retain key employees. But ultimately, it often is felt by clients, right? If people don't, if you botch a technology integration, or people are doing things totally differently and clients haven't been informed and the advisors haven't been informed that there's this new process that they have to handle, so that something doesn't get done or go through, or there's additional paperwork, et cetera, and it hasn't been communicated well, and there hasn't been a project plan and a system, and everybody hasn't bought into it, you're going to have problems. So I really want to stress, please, please, please spend time focusing on the integration. I know everybody's anxious to get the deal done. There is a momentum to deals. I talk about this when I talk about in my talks on deal making and on negotiating, that there's a pace to deals, and you want to artificially slow it down or speed it up. So you want to you want to keep that pace, but part of that pace should anticipate the fact that you're going to need to create an integration plan in conjunction with your deal partner, so that the deal actually works and that there's not a lot of headache internally and for clients going forward. So this is tip number 10. It's the final one. I am going to give you a little heads up that there will be a bonus video. So look out for the final bonus video where I'm going to look to wrap this up, this 10-tip series. I hope it's been helpful for you. I really am committed to putting out content that you can use that will make a difference. And, I hope these 10 steps help you in doing better and more successful deals. Corey Kupfer, take care.